You know, over the years in the 70s and 80s, the style was a certain way where horses were more upright. And early on, horses did multiple things. They might have a reining class, then a halter class, and then a pleasure class. But as the reining evolved, now it's breed specific, where they're actually bred for reining horses. And so now the style's changed. In the late 80s and early 90s, everybody rode in a martingale. They trained them, they bridled them up, they really turned or broke at the pole. And so when they stopped, everything was compacted together. And because the quarter horses typically, which is what you mostly see at the reining futurity, are heavy muscle, large chested, and their legs, you had to shoe them where their legs came out around their neck because it was down. And so, and in the last probably 7 to 10 years, it's changed where the reining horses, as they stop, their nose goes out and their neck extends. And so when the rider stops, he typically goes like this. And so once that neck goes down, the neck's even further into the chest, and so you really have to get their shoulders and their legs outside of that neck so they can pick their feet up, because a reiner at the futurity can stop anywhere from 20 to 30 plus feet. And so their front legs have to move up and away from their outside of their neck and chest, especially when it's down in between. So it's really interesting to watch the styles change and the trainers that influence those styles over the last 30 years. Well, what happens is if the horse has, say, a longer toe, it lengthens his breakover, okay? So a lower heeled long toe, you know, and that's nothing new to most farriers, but when a horse is stopping and his back end is way up underneath his chest or his V, you have to get those feet from moving this direction to more like a sewing machine would, straight up and down. And it depends on the horse. Some of the breed styles of the horse are different. So if you have a long-backed horse versus a short-coupled horse, and so it's you know, it's based on what the horse's conformation is, but sometimes you have to get the shoeing, if they're long breakover, you have to bring that breakover back, so they typically will pick their knee up. And that also, you know, it goes into their turnaround as well. When a horse picks his foot up and turns, the first move is up and around. So they're judged on their spins, they're judged on their stops and rollbacks and lead changing and circling. So as you figure out all that the reining horse is judged on, then you have to tailor your shoeing around where the points are gathered in that run. And you have to do things different, whether it's square toes or just bringing breakover back with any, you know, any specific way a person wants to do it. I think I do it certain ways, but I think a horseshoer can do it however he wants. He just is going to have to do that to help the horse get his front feet out.